Hello there. Welcome back to day 12 of Christ Consciousness, or 55 days of Christ Consciousness, based on the Christ Consciousness deck by Amanda Ellis and illustrated by Jane Delaford Taylor. It's a beautiful deck, and it's here to support you in your journey and ignite these qualities that are within you. And so give yourself some time to sit with these qualities within you, these energies within you, and how they may show up in your life and how you may be able to cultivate them. I'm Gina Libido with Soul Inspired Reflections. That's Gus's tail right there saying hello. He's just here off screen, and he loves to be around when I start recording. As many animals do, they like to be in the energy of source. They just love it. They just love it, as do I. And I hope you do too, when you're connected and in your groove and meditating and doing your life through that energy. It's a beautiful thing. So we are on day 12. Or excuse me, let me double check that. I think it's actually day 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I am corrected. I stand corrected. Welcome to day 13. Day 13 of Christ Consciousness Energies. But maybe we need to revisit some aspects to day 12. And because where were we a few days ago? Probably last week. Oh, faith. Yeah. So maybe we're also revisiting some of our faith today. As these energies all work together, as you'll see. So I shuffle the deck on screen. Sometimes I'll pull it the night before to connect with the energy. But it's really what feels called and drawn to do at the time that I have the energy to pull a card for the day. And those of you that have been following on, you know, it's not necessarily consecutive days, but it's a day in, there's no construct of time. And so we're going to pull it the day that we're meant to pull it and continue your journey. And you'll come across these videos at the exact right time. You may visit them again later because you will be different at that time as well and may resonate with something else that's within that card. Today we have Lionheart, stand firm. Lionheart, stand firm. Look at the strength of that lion. And the first thing that comes to mind is the Lion's Gate that we're coming up to soon in August, 8/8, Lionsgate. Right now we're in the energies of the star of Sirius, Sirius. And today's date, for those of you that like to know, July 14th, 2023, when this card is being pulled. But just know whenever you come across these, or it's the right time. And lion, look at that beautiful lion. I'm just going to help us with some light here. The light's changing pretty quickly on me today. So let's add a little bit of light. There we go. It's a little more even. So we have this beautiful, majestic lion. And right away, I think of too, how sometimes that Christ energy or Jesus energy is also depicted as a lion. And I think of the lion, heart of the lion, right? And what might that mean for us or for you as you resonate and connect with this energy of standing firm, right? Looking at, it reminds me right now, so many of us as light workers that are recognizing we're beings of light and we're doing our work by healing ourselves and reconciling our energies within ourselves. But also that means you're showing up differently in life. How might you continue to stand firm in the energy of all that is, the frequency of love, your heart expansion, as many of you may be challenged every day to be pulled outside of your integrity, to be pulled outside of your essence. And how might you stay firm in your faith, right? How might you stay firm in your faith, in your focus, in your trust, but of you, right? Of you, because you have the power to stay and be connected. You are connected to all the energy is available to you and running through your body, through your system, right? You have the power to be the alchemist, the magician, to bring everything into light, to bring up your own shadows that support you return to your essence, right? It's not about negative or positive. It's about, or good or bad. It's about the unity consciousness within you, the divine union of your masculine and feminine energies coming together, and you can stay strong and strong in your knowing, your inner knowing, your deeper knowing of who and what you are on an essence level, and that connection to love, right? Love is the biggest foundational energy and embodiment that will support you along your journey to walk this world with love, with peace, with open heart. And that means with strength, because to be love in action, to be love in the observing of the chaos of the world, the challenges of the world, the struggles of even that you've been through and that others have been through, the suffering that occurs in the world, the pain that we all go through and you go through. How might you stay in the heart of the lion and peace, and there's what is it, the leader of the pride, right, of their pack basically. But it's not about pride of ego, like, oh, I'm just too proud, where that gets in the way. It's like this noble pride, this nobility within you, nobility within you. And here we are looking at the lion, like king, right? The king of the jungle, so to speak, as some refer to the lion, right? And when the lion's presence is seen, it is felt from a distance far away, right? We know as an animal, to cautiously proceed. And how might you in your lion heart proceed firmly with your faith, proceed firmly with your inner knowing and the depths of you and the connection with love and source energy that's within you, and no longer be pulled by some ulterior energy that is less than light, that is less than love. And that can take on so many shapes so as we said, have faith, right? I think we talked about that a little bit, on how all of us are learning and remembering how to use light, how to use energy. And with that, we can bend light, we can bend energy, you can create worlds. You're remembering how to create reality, how to create form, energy into form, right? Because you are form. You bring in energy, and then it integrates through your nervous system and creates form through the body. Okay, you are recognizing, oh wow, I can do that too. I can master that, and how that comes to see. So those that are not aligned with the highest good know how to bend light and shape it, and it appears true. It can appear true, but then it really is not. It's almost like woven in the truth, like lies are woven in with the truth, right? And so they can be easily concealed, but then that quickly becomes unraveled, right? So the more you are in your light, your center, your heart center, your gut, your intuition, your heart, your higher mind, and your nomad, your I am presence, the heart of the universe, your Christ cosmic heart, your cosmic Christ energies within you, no one can hide anything from you. You will feel it in your bones, any misqualified energies, either that you're putting out or that someone else is putting out. So your awareness also deepens. So as you step further into the embodiment of your lion heart, how might that strengthen your ability to stand firm, but also very focused, and nothing's going to knock you off that stand, right? Nothing's going to knock you off your pulpit, so to speak, right? You stand, and everyone else acknowledges that presence and essence of embodiment within you, that light within you. So let's see which ascended masters, or actually, we're going to read the book first on this one, and then we'll see which other cards may want to support you in integrating the energies and messages of the Lionheart within you to stand firm and bring in your faith too. Remember, faith is very present today from last card pull. So this is number 46. For those of you that wish to look up the numerology, it's number 46. Lionheart, stand firm. Being lion-hearted means to be brave and determined. And while this is synonymous with acts of courage regarding heroic feats, such as climbing a mountain or saving someone from disaster, there are other ways it can manifest too. Indeed, if we reflect on the lion from the film The Wizard of Oz, his journey to find courage saw him battling his fears. He feared his own shadow, although really it was standing in his power that he feared more. He eventually found his lion heart, helped by his friends, since none of us entirely alone on our own. Oh, let me reread that. He eventually found his lion heart, helped by his friends, since none of us are entirely alone on our own yellow brick road, in quotation marks. The person who succeeds and pushes through his panic, shaking inside and feeling vulnerable, is just as worthy of the top prize as the one who appears to master life more easily. Indeed, we often put others on pedestals thinking they have Superman powers, but this is an illusion. Since everyone fights some eternal battle with what one finds easy, another finds difficult. We hold all emotions within us and have similar qualities and capabilities. They just need to be drawn out and used. Indeed, Jesus is known as both the Lamb of God, showing his meek and gentle persona, and the Lion of Judea, showing power and authority. Today, notice any fear or uncertainty within you. Do not judge whatever state you find yourself in, but know that you also had a lion's roar heart that he tapped into when needed. Sometimes we are scared to stand out, but if we look at the lion in nature, they are kings of the jungle. They intrinsically know their own majesty and symbolically are often linked to the energy of the sun, the lighthouse of your whole planet. They can be fierce, of course, and another famous lion, Aslan, from the book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, shows this clearly. The children being a little afraid at first, but soon realizing his kind heart. Shows this clearly shows his kind heart, his goodness and love. Aslan, like Christ, sacrifices himself for the greater good, and there is much relevant symbolism to Christ consciousness within the stories. Another aspect linked to this card is that of the lioness in nature, an inspiring role model, one who looks after her family proudly and with the determination being both supreme protector and family pride member. Learn to integrate the many positive qualities of the lion, since it will help you now. You may be at a time in your life when you're being asked to go it alone, personally, professionally, or some other way. You may have lost a parent, have children who have left home, be starting a new business, or be entering totally new chapter of your life. All require you to be strong. So lean on and remember other times when you have had to start anew, build from scratch, or venture into new terrain. Then you were able to accomplish more than you thought and were proud of what you achieved, and you will be again. Lions are territorial, to protect and be proud of what you have earned. The people you love, the learning undertaking. Let me reread that. Lions are territorial, so protect and be proud of what you have learned. The people you love, the learning undertaken. You may also be moving to a new place or dwelling, but know that like the lion, you can make any place your home and will be able to provide for yourself and others. A lion is self-reliant, independent, and a great survivor. Remember that if this is not how you currently see yourself, it is what you are growing into. Okay, you are growing into these qualities. Be proud of how far you have already come and alert to what lies ahead. With a lion's roar and a heart, you will succeed. You will succeed. And this is so beautiful. And I resonate with so much of this card right now in this current stage of my life, with work, with business, with bringing forth the healing work I love to do and offer people, but also in collaborating. And I'm learning to step outside of that in a new way to create the vision that I have in my mind's eye. And that is requiring me, and I'm being not reminded of this all the time, to step out on my own. And then the collaborations will come in the way that I'm picturing and would, excuse me, and would like to foster, excuse me. So that being said, some of you may be going through similar things. Recognizing that your body is changing, you're evolving, that too is our home. Your body is a home. And now that some of you may be going through this, like, wow, I don't recognize me in my own body right now. I'm feeling anxious, anxiety, feelings of PTSD, energies, shifts inside you, that how might you be able to integrate those energies with that light, with through the lion heart, right? Through that trust, through that the trust, the compassion, right? The feminine quality of like the lioness, right? The kindness and nurturing for yourself, being in community, part of that, right? Being in a community that fosters that. How might you be able to create that or draw it to you through connecting through your heart, and so you can continue to walk this world in faith and trust, excuse me, as you are becoming and remembering your own authority of life, your own authority and sovereignty of yourself and being of light. No longer giving your authority over to others to tell you how to be and how to live, because in your essence, you already know how to do that. You already know to be loved. You already know to be kind. You already know to be of authenticity and of integrity, and to be fair and equitable, to be kind and giving and sharing, take time for yourself. You already know how to do these things. You're just remembering how to choose it and be okay with it, and let the rest that is not of that wash away. That's not your essence. That's not your essence. That stands in the way of you being your heart of love, right? And the only one that can do that is you. The only one that stands in your own way is your own fears, right? As this beautiful metaphor and of with the Wizard of Oz and the cowardly lion. He wasn't cowardly at all, right? And I'm sure we all can relate to every single character within that film and know what ultimately, right? It's like you're always home. You're always home because your heart, home is where your heart is. When you know where your heart is and where your love is, you are always home. And you're always guided and never truly alone. You're never truly alone. Because when you're fully connected with spirit and your essence, your life is full. No matter if you are surrounded by all your friends in one moment, or if you're hiking a mountain by yourself in the next, or whatever it is you're doing, right? You're always with God. You're always within the light within you, because it's there in your heart. And wherever you go, you attract light people and connection and deep connections of community, even if they're just for a moment. Reminds me of my recent trip to Shasta, and I met some wonderful people on a meditation, hiking meditation I signed up for. I didn't know anyone except for the facilitator who I met years before. But we were all so open to our own experience and to each other that it made it easy. We felt like we've met before. And that's what's going to begin to happen more and more as you step through your courageousness, as you step through and lead life through your strength, step through your fears, you're going to recognize as your heart opens and you're standing strong and firm and you're getting to know yourself, and you're standing strong and firm in that energy of you and the essence and your higher self coming in. People are going to feel familiar to you because you're calling those souls to your life. And because we're all interconnected, and we're beginning to see each other, not just our physical human side, but the light that resides within us, and that is familiar to you. The light is familiar to you. And the more you're comfortable in your own light and essence and strength and heart, the more comfortable you are in others. The more comfortable you are in others, and in love. So let's see who wants to support you along your journey. And I'll say us, because it's me too. As you reawaken this interconnectedness of your lion heart and standing firm, and as you are growing into who you are meant to be and always have been, support you along the way. And I'm looking at the Keepers of Light deck by by Kyle Gray. And we're gonna let's see. And we're gonna ask the deck. First, I'm gonna clear it a little bit. I'm gonna use the Palo Santo today. It's always important to clear your divinity tools before and after use and reset them. Because remember, they're also hold energy and frequency, and but it's also part of the ceremony too, and honoring the sacredness of your tools in this space. And maybe some of you would like to receive some energetic clearing today, and just allow that Palo Santo to clear your energetic field. And if you're not familiar with Palo Santo, to me, it reminds me of more of it like a sweet almond kind of scent. It's lighter to me than sage, can be kind of heavier. Very powerful plant that supports you in clearing. The sage is antimicrobial, and the Palo Santo is just lovely. Sometimes when I clear spaces, I start with the sage and end with the Palo Santo or sweetgrass. And it leaves a really beautiful scent inside. Okay, so immediately these two cards popped out for us. Master the Buddha increases awareness. Master Buddha increases awareness. And I said master the Buddha, which is interesting. So it's like master the Buddha within you. You hold that light energy, the golden light of the Mahatma energy, the Buddha energy, just like you hold the Christ energy. And we have white eagle, your ancestral spirit. And so each of these cards have messages on the bottom. So Buddha is deep connection, trust your inner voice. Yeah, how beautiful. How is the lion heart related to Buddha and trusting your inner voice, your deeper connection, right? If we look back at the cowardly lion, he had to trust himself deeply. And going on that journey, it drew out in him his abilities to roar when he needed to have the courage to be what he always was. He was never cowardly. And sometimes we have to allow ourselves to receive that information from others because for some reason we can't see it in ourselves. And it may show up differently for you. But this is part of you stepping into your self-mastery, your sovereignty, trusting building the skill, I'll say, of awareness. Because you have to build the skill first before it just becomes part of you. And it reminds me, I'm hearing my dad's voice in my head, beware of your surroundings. Whenever we left home, I have many siblings, take a jacket and beware of your surroundings, right? And so what that was is like always head up, looking around, paying attention. What is in your awareness as you are walking this world, right? Are you noticing someone watching you? Or are you noticing someone maybe getting into a car? or you noticing, just making sure you're safe in your surroundings, right? Be aware of the movements, but not scared. Okay, not scared, being firm in who you are. It's just being aware, right? Being aware. Okay, being aware. So how might you increase your awareness of yourself when you're in alignment and when you're not, meaning when you're in your gut center, your intuition, having your heart be that bridge of your higher self and that higher wisdom coming in and leading through that heart center. Be aware of how you're operating in your own self. Are emotions driving you forward, or are you reconciling them and extracting or collating the wisdom of the energy of the emotions? What are they telling you, right? Instead of leading with your anger and expressing it in a way that is not purposeful, if you sit with yourself and become self-reflective and be like, wait, what is the message in the anger? What's the wisdom coming to me? What's the information in the anger? To draw out within you, okay, wait, there's something here that I need to pay attention to. Why am I angered, and what for? And how might I go inward into the strength of my heart and higher self so I can alchemize it, right? We see all that beautiful purple in the back that always reminds me of that violet flame, and alchemize it into its higher wisdom. And look, even the lion has like what looks to me like this ray coming out of the third eye, bringing that higher wisdom in. And it's not just here, it's this entire component of the head filled with sacred geometry, that multidimensionality that's expanding within you and your soul all the way into the soul star chakra, if not bigger for some of you. And it's expanding, and it encompasses your upper body. And you also have a Merkaba that's lower and encompasses your lower body. And those two are merging. Okay, we saw the Vesica Pisces before in the Christ deck, where two spheres and they merge, right? And you have in the centerpiece, as they overlap, the Vesica Pisces. I know that's kind of hard with my hands, but this is the Vesica Pisces, right? This shape here as two circles overlap. But if you turn it, they're coming together, right? Like kind of like I showed you my logo before. Let's see if that's kind of what it's doing, because you're going vertical. You're going, your vertical pathways are coming online. So you're becoming like this, and it's all merging together, and then the light comes out, right? So your halo at the crown becomes brighter. Yes, your halo, your light, because you're not separate from the Buddha energy. You're not separate from the Christ energy. You are those energies. Okay, we're not talking about just a person that had, because Buddha and Christ, those words are level of attainment, of energetic attainment and self-mastery. All these people that have reached Yogananda, all these people that have reached such levels of self-mastery have gone through the teachings and the lessons and the wisdom. They've done the same things you're going through right now, whether it's in this over lifetimes and then to full embodiment, to pave the way for us to be right here, right now, for you to be here right now, so you can be in your Buddha-like nature with your heart of the lion standing firm. And then you're totally at peace. Look at that, and that crown, that halo behind. You illuminate your heart center, the magnetism of your heart, and holding that beautiful mudra as of your walk in peace. You mean no harm. Monks walk this way often. Okay, holding that mudra up. Oh, this is really interesting. You know what was behind that card was also Krishna, And I distinctly remember only pulling 2 cards out of this deck. And Krishna, as I put this down, appeared right behind the Buddha. I love when things like this happen. So devotion, okay. Part of this is also trusting your spiritual guidance, your commitment. Just as I was talking, all these lessons, the teachings, going to schools, study, be committed to your studies, your spiritual study. Okay. Your commitment is being recognized and you are loved unconditionally. That is the message here. Devotion from Krishna. Look at that beautiful peacock feather. Devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Okay. So this is, you're committing to your spiritual sovereignty. You're committing to yourself and you're connected to oneness, to all that is. Okay. That is really, that's just beautiful. And all those beautiful turquoise blue colors, like connecting you to that divine feminine energy, that water energy, even some of that Christ-like energy. It's even some of that higher heart energy, like can be that jade and aquamarine for the throat, clearing that connection, because that third eye is expanded into these areas and is available to you. So just recognize that what you are working with, even if you don't take that dive into sacred geometry, that's okay. You're still coming online. And with that coming online is also your innate, as some people refer to it as latent gifts, your innate abilities, your abilities that are always been there within you, but you have to cultivate them. So in cultivating them, it's through your devotion, daily practice of your spiritual practices, and also find and begin to study. And so maybe you have a community you study with that begins with meditation, that works with the sacred fires or flames, and or whatever you're drawn to. You're going to know what you're drawn to and recognize, or maybe it's shamanic practices, right? And I'm not talking about plant medicine. I'm talking about you coming into your sovereignty, your connectedness with life. And this is not a judgment on plant medicine. You can get there naturally. You don't have to. So many people think it's a fast track to their spiritual awakening and use it as such. And that is just seeking outside of yourself. That's just seeking outside of yourself. This is about going inward to your heart, your essence, your divinity, your pillar of light. Nothing outside of you. It's all within you, pulling yourself, all aspects of yourself here to your heart center and invoking the light within you. The devotion to the light within you. And only you can do that. Okay, only you can do that. So let's see what, as we're starting to talk a little bit more about shamanism, let's see what White Eagle has to say. It's ancestral and spirit. Because whenever you know, in my own background with shamanic studies and shamanism as a practitioner, it's a very sacred ceremony. Just like I took time to clear the decks. That's very sacred. It's divinity. You're connecting to spirit. It has a powerful purpose. And I say this strongly and sternly and firmly because so many of you have forgotten the sacredness of even just your day and connecting with the world around you that is so sacred and beautiful and powerful, as are you. And it's time, in my opinion, to bring ceremony back into your life and to be conscious of it and to expand and increase your awareness of how you are conducting yourself in the ceremony of life, in the ceremony of your own life, in the ceremony of the whole of life that is infinite and that you directly impact. How might you come through your lion heart, through your awareness, through the ceremony of life, through devotion? And it doesn't have to be extreme. It just has to be a little bit every day. even if it's on your nightly walks or before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning. That's enough. You're no longer being asked to sit for hours and hours on end unless you choose to. There's something actually really peaceful about taking time. Before you know it, the whole day can pass and you're just wandering through the woods. And like I can spend hours at the beach and devote my time there. And that's very purposeful. It's very purposeful to create time, to devote time to your well-being, to your spiritual growth, your connectedness with nature and your nature as well. So white eagles, the ancestral spirit, connect to your lineage. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So for some of you that are having trouble connecting to your lion heart, you are now in the position and have an opportunity to heal past wounds of the father, the mother, yourself, the lineage on both directions, both lines, your patriarchal line and your maternal line. That comes through so much. So forgiveness. You're setting free. We're that alchemy piece, that the violet flame of freedom, transmutation, freedom, and liberty, connecting with Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, that divine feminine energy that waits for you to be embraced by love, that waits for you to open your heart and stand firm and be at the sea of you, the sea of your soul. So begin to ask, while you're in meditation, to connect to your lineage and see what comes through. See what next mentor or teacher comes to your life, whether it's in your dream state or your awakened state, and follow your inner guidance and trust that as well. But it's a very powerful time to heal so you can move forward. If you're holding on to the past, it's only going to anchor you and limit you from moving forward and being fully present in the now and free. So when you do this deeper dive through your devotion, through your self-mastery, through your increased awareness, and you take this deeper dive into yourself and healing, you can set free your lineage, both past and future. Because time doesn't exist, it's all now. Everything's existing now. So you heal and free that now, you heal it everywhere. So call all aspects of your soul when you do this work to be in this present moment now. Every timeline, every parallel universe to be here now, and you set it free. And you call in your divine self. You call in your lion heart, your heart of the lion, your Christ consciousness, to assist you and to clear that and to embody your higher qualities and set yourself free into the light that is you, the love that is you. What a beautiful cards. What beautiful cards. And even look at the white eagle. His face has so much peace in it and so much wisdom and all those beautiful white feathers. And he too has that big dream catcher imprinted behind, but it's no different than the halos behind Krishna and Master Buddha. How is that different? They're not. They're all mandalas. They're all mandalas. They're all their power. And it's beautiful. So go be fearless. Go be strength. Step through your fears. And the healing is done. You just have to choose it. The suffering is done. You just have to choose to no longer suffer. Through your devotion, you will come to these realizations. So stand firm, have faith, and we'll see you on day 14. I'm Gina Lobito, Soul Inspired Reflections. I hope you enjoyed this reading and guidance today on the 55 Days of Christ Consciousness. Namaste.